Money for Madagascar has been supporting grassroots projects in Madagascar for over 25 years. This DVD is to tell you about some of our achievements. Madagascar is one of the largest islands in the world, over 1,000 miles long from north to south. It is also one of the most varied and beautiful, with picturesque scenery wherever you go. Often called the Big Red Island, its deep red laterite soil punctuates the landscape. As any traveller will tell you, the red dust gets everywhere. The uniqueness of Madagascar's flora and fauna has its origins in continental drift some 2 million years ago. The landmass that is now Madagascar broke away from Africa and settled 250 miles off its southeast coast. Because of its isolation, most of its mammals and plants and half of its birds exist nowhere else on Earth. Conservation and biodiversity have to be a high priority, both locally and nationally. The Malagasy are a mixture of peoples who came from Indonesia, Asia and Africa over 1,000 years ago. Despite their different origins, they share one unique language, Malagasy, and are united as one nation under one flag. Money for Madagascar was set up by returning volunteers wanting to make a difference to the lives of ordinary people. The Malagasy are some of the poorest in the world, with 70% living on less than $1 a day. An increasing population, now over 20 million, is threatening the precious forests, half of which have disappeared since 1950. The changing relationship between the people and their environment affects wildlife, food security, public health, urban migration and poverty. Our projects tackle many of the related problems by focusing on the environment and sustainable living, health, supporting vulnerable people, disaster relief, education, and training for independence. Most projects combine several of these strands and are stronger for it. Since it began, Money for Madagascar has raised over £2 million for projects run by local partners. We have a long-term commitment to many of our projects. We have a no-frills, direct approach, which builds on the strengths of the Malagasy, helping them to find their own solutions. They are a very inventive and hard-working people. They know what they need, and it's not for us to tell them. What they lack is money and training to put their ideas into practice. In the northeastern rainforest, we have been supporting farmers like these in the Baytampana area for more than 20 years. We work with SAF, the development arm of the United Protestant Churches. The area is remote and travel for locals and visitors alike is very difficult, though for some it is just a chance to have fun. In the shrinking rainforests, the needs of a growing population threaten the area's rich biodiversity. Many farmers still practice slash and burn to clear the forests and grow their crops. This leads to deforestation and rapid erosion of topsoil. The projects we support help people to find sustainable solutions to their needs while maintaining the local habitat. Projects involve reforestation for environmental, commercial and domestic use, dam building for cultivating rice, irrigation, vegetable growing, and digging and stocking fish ponds. Gradually, people are replacing old methods of cultivating rice with new intensive methods taught to adults and children alike. These can multiply the harvests by a factor of 5. Beekeeping and honey production have proved a popular low-cost way of boosting both family health and income. A range of cash crops is now grown, including vanilla, coffee, citrus fruits, cinnamon, lychees, and corosol. Transporting them out of the forest can be quite a challenge until you finally reach the main road. Wherever possible, children are involved in shaping their own future. Here we see a tree nursery. Children are happy to help grow and plant new saplings, which now cover a whole hillside. On the east coast, one of our partners has seized upon an idea to clear up the back streets of her home city and recycle the thousands of plastic bottles and carrier bags that litter the streets and clog up rivers. She has trained people from her community to recycle their waste to create kitchen gardens that can be set up even in overpopulated urban areas. The project has been a huge success for the environment, public health and community development, with gardens springing up in all sorts of unlikely places. Take local energy and resources and add know-how and a small investment, and communities can thrive, using but not abusing the local environment. Money for Madagascar's projects are mostly small scale and low technology, but therein lies the key to success. On the western coast, we work with our partners SAF to support a group of enterprising women who, as well as making a range of crafts, have planted over 10,000 trees in 3 years. Their target is 25,000 trees. They have planted a mix of trees which can provide wood for building and fuel, and raffia and rosewood for traditional crafts. We must remember, in the urgency to replace forests, that people need wood for daily living. To promote their crafts, these women have also built an extension to their local indoor market, where they now sell their produce, both crafts and fruit and vegetables. It is good health that underpins the stability of families and communities. We have helped the Sisters of the Good Shepherd to set up an emergency fund for medical treatment for poor children. While this child awaits an operation, this child's post-op smile tells its own story. Healthy living is promoted through all of our projects, from kitchen gardens for prisoners and fresh vegetables for families, to new toilets for schools, mosquito nets for villages and dispensaries for remote areas. Although we don't build and run hospitals, we can't work on that scale. We do prevent more than we cure. For many years, we have supported 2 feeding programmes for street children run by Pastor Helivau and the Sisters of the Good Shepherd. They provide educational programmes alongside the healthy lunchtime meals. Working with these inspiring people, we have helped feed and educate thousands of street children in the capital.